Today.
We do. And it says the live stream just finished in the YouTube console.
I don't know how because the
It's
stream
a
started.
dirty liar. I'm going to go with this lying and I'll refresh it. But
Uh,
yes, hello. Today we have Patreon live stream. So if
we
you're on
do.
Patreon and you enjoy live stream things, yeah, it's still on. It was just a
Yep.
glitch.
You could join us.
I think the link's in Discord and I think the link's on Patreon.
It is. It
It
is.
looks
And
that way.
so anyone who wants to join us can. Like Dominic. Hey Dominic.
Hi, everybody.
Dominic has arrived.
He has.
Yay.
He's back home for this stream. So
Yes.
he's in his native haunt.
This is good. I'm gonna click this button, guys. I'm gonna push this button, and then I'm gonna do pop.
There we go.
Ah,
Hey, let's thank these wonderful people, Held at Tree Support Level, and everybody else on this list for being a supporter on Patreon. We appreciate all the support you guys give us and the great conversations we have. Dominic just threw a version of an alternate to Raspberry Pi in Discord just this morning. So there's always something going on there. And so join us there. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of that great conversation, it's patreon.com/3dmakeit.
in fact, it's everything.com
Uh,
slash 3D make it most of the times.
most of the time.
Most of the times. Except Instagram. Somehow we lost our Instagram account.
Almost,
that was
almost
oh,
instantaneously, though.
almost like we had for like 2 weeks, then it's like gone.
Yeah, we're
Mm.
like, you don't comply. Oh, what?
It's okay. Nobody goes on Instagram anyway.
Well, none of us do anyway.
Everybody knows Blue Sky is the next wave of the future, right?
I hear there's this Twitter thing that's coming
No,
back.
no.
I don't know.
No, that's Blue Sky. Blue Sky is Jack Dorsey's new Twitter project. He's
Oh,
making
yeah?
another
great.
one. Twitter 2.0, yo, Blue
Is he
Sky.
basing it on Mastodon?
I don't know. Maybe. Or Truth. But so there's a few things that
Yep.
kind of happened that are interesting, you know.
Yeah, we actually have news. I
Do, 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 do.
also have one more thing that I didn't mention to David, but
Whoa,
that's okay.
you can't do that. If it's not on the list, you can't talk about
Well, it's Clipper related. How's that?
it. Okay.
Fluid has an update. They're at version 1.24.1. If you're a Fluid person, you can get that update. It came out about 2 days ago.
Mhm.
If you're a mainsail person, please ignore this statement.
I don't know if you have to ignore it. But you know, the statement has been made. So I guess there's three things that I found. One of them is really funny, but like if you guys hang out on printables, I don't know. Do you use printables, Dominic? The like Prusa thingiverse kind of thing.
I've used it. I don't use it a lot, but
They have some pretty
I find
good
it useful.
models on there.
Like it's pretty good. I find they've added like a subscribe thing so that you can like tip a person and like subscribe to them, kind of like Patreon, I guess.
Yeah, and I think you get certain models if you subscribe to them. Weird thing is, I don't know about the searching. Like if you find a model and then you realize you can't download it, and there's no real indication whether you can subscribe or not. So like, or why you can't download it. So I think they're still working out some bugs and tweaks and stuff. But they're not the first company to do that.
No, they're not.
Earlier that in the week, Thangs beat them to it because they are also doing a subscription service and whatnot.
And I know that like on Thingiverse, like you can get tipped too, and like I've had a few people try to tip me, but I chose not to put my
banking information
yeah,
or whatever.
PayPal stuff in there, so they can't. So it's just like
Yeah.
somebody wants to tip you, but you don't have any information. You might want to.
What would
Nah.
be nice is if either of these companies had some sort of integration piece, kind of like they do with Discord, to integrate into like Patreon, right?
Raymond's
So that so
here.
then you can manage the subscriptions, but then you say, oh well, these people do subscribe, so they get the benefit, right?
Hmm.
That'd be cool. Hey Ray,
Hey, how are you?
good. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just my thought anyway.
No, I like. I'm all for like paying people for making models because I like the thing is if you're looking for whatever on Thingiverse and you print it, you clearly couldn't make it or didn't want to make it, so somebody else made it for you, right? You might as well like tip them a little bit and say
Right?
thank you. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the
Well, I mean, someone put a lot of effort into it, so you have to acknowledge them and whatnot. So if you can, whether it's tipping them or like going to their Patreon and then linking
Mhm.
back, or it's just I don't want 300 places to do something because I've already got too many subscription services for streaming video,
Yeah.
and so like it's one of those things like you can only once you have like 100 microtransactions, all of a sudden it's not a transaction, it's a
Mhm.
big transaction every month,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it gets kind of you kind of get micromanaged to death at that point.
You do. That's why it's nice. Like, what's that one? I think like a website like Thingy or My Mini Factory or Cults 3D, where it's like a one-time purchase too, right? Like, oh hey, I want to buy all these Dungeons and Dragons minis, and the pack has 40 and it's $25. Perfect, right?
Yeah.
Um, like I haven't actually like gone to printables to subscribe to somebody
Yeah, well,
yet.
we'll investigate that a little bit
Like
deeper, and then
they have a
maybe we should
support your
do
designer button.
maybe we should do a review of these types of things and how it works and whatnot.
I don't know why all the links go to our PayPal. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
I'm definitely resistant to the subscription model for SDLs and things like that because
I think it depends on what it is. Like if it's someone who's making a really detailed, um, really fancy model, or they do it consistently and whatnot, I could see that. If they're just making it for here, just have it. I just made this. I thought everyone would like. I'd like to share it. I don't normally make this stuff. I mean, I can understand that why you wouldn't do it, but I can also understand why you would want to do it.
Yeah.
Why did that go blurry?
I don't
generally
know.
speaking, generally speaking, I find that I want one or two models from somebody. Why
Right.
would I? I'll tell me what you want for the model. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I think that
I don't think they should make it one way or the other. I think they could have a different price for a one-off model and a different price for if someone wants to have
Is it too noisy?
their monthly
No.
models or something. I was wondering
you're
where the
fine.
noise was coming from.
That's a bamboo behind me.
Oh, okay.
Well, everybody, now you know what bamboo sounds like if you haven't heard it before. There are some model makers out there. Like I printed a bunch of like I think his name's Wexter. On
So is that the foldable the stuff that snaps together?
no, his name is Song. I forget his name now. Go Song some, but he's on Cool Fab or Fab 365. But the one I was thinking of, he did like Batman and Judge Dredd and like those kind of things.
Yeah.
But like he there's been people I have paid. There's been people that I'm like, I don't think I should pay. Eastman. He's on my mini factory, but he does like lots of like
Like the
character
card.
models, and
Yeah.
like he has like Batman and golems and pirates, and so he has like lots of like high detail model stuff, and he has his own Patreon too. So like I think that like supporting that, like the tipping or buying the model is but yeah, like you say,
Yeah.
if you're in a
I'm not.
subscription.
If I really want a model and it's really complex and someone's done a lot of work and to it and has done a really good design that looks really printable, I'm willing to pay some money for it. Like
Mhm.
I don't mind that, because someone put the effort in. Will I also print free ones all the time? Absolutely.
Mhm.
But I also design my own things, but they're not, they're more practical prints or like more technical type prints and stuff. They're not
Yeah.
creative type prints, right?
Yeah.
Mine might be a bracket.
Yeah, brackets are pretty easy.
You
You can
know,
draw it flat, yeah.
or a tapping guide with a metal bushing captured or whatever, right?
Yeah,
So
for sure. I the, the next thing that I found was hilarious, and I think you guys will appreciate this. Um, there's a safety guide out for 3D printing now. Somebody released one. It's from chemicalinsights.org. I guess they're like a Britain company, a Great Britain thing. And I went right to the PPE section and started reading, and they missed out on half the PPE you should actually have.
they're I think it was mainly talking about resins and whatnot.
Yeah, well, it's doing all of the, like, it goes through the particulates of PLA and that stuff, and like there's some good information in it, but it gets to PPE, and they mention everything like you should maybe wear like a visor, and you should maybe wear gloves, and maybe wear an apron or a lab coat. Not anywhere on that thing does it say maybe you should have like a respirator for resin. And you're like,
Yeah, because there's a whole resin section, and they don't mention respirator ones. Like depending on
oops.
the type of resin you're using, right? Like it's not every case you need it, but oh man,
Yeah.
if you're telling someone to wear a visor and a lab coat and heat resistant gloves, you're missing a big one if you're not telling them to wear a respirator, because I mean
Right? It's like the one thing like maybe you would want, like the gloves. Okay, that's a given, but like Ray, you've done some resin stuff, haven't you?
I have lots of it.
Yeah. So it's
Do
like
I wear any of that stuff? No.
no.
well,
Like
maybe gloves though,
Maybe gloves, yes.
yeah, like
right.
that's me. Like I did blue nitrile gloves. That's about it, right? And then if I get some on my shirt, I take my shirt off and throw it away.
Yeah, don't put it in the wash.
No, like it's done. The only way to fix the shirt is cure the resin, and your shirt will get a little crunchy after that.
Yeah.
Well, but then now that's your 3D, that's your resin printing shirt.
That's
you
right.
go.
Just
So eventually it'll stand up on its own.
Yeah.
Because you've cured it so much.
Oh no!
Oh, and
Hey, but it's clean because you UV'd it. You know it's not going to be like bacteria ridden and virus ridden, so it's all good.
Greg, that was great.
also, you're working with a vat of 90% IPA. A fire extinguisher might not be a bad idea.
Very true.
Is IPA flammable?
It's
90%
100% alcohol.
Yeah.
90%.
I guess it would be, wouldn't it?
Anything that ends in all is very flammable.
I guess I don't remember seeing the flammable label on the.
It says poisonous, flammable. I mean, some of the
I don't know where my bottle is.
70% won't.
It's on your printer. I could see it from here.
Right beside the DLT.
Yeah, poison
Blinding
and
light.
dangerous, poison and flammable. Yeah.
I like how you had it on your heat pad too.
Yeah.
That's great.
No.
But yeah, like I agree with Dominic. Like we have a fire extinguisher beside all of our printers in the garage, right? Like, and that's not just because of the IPA. That's because we all know printers never have problems, and they've never caught fire.
Well, speaking of which, I don't know what your technique is, Ray, but we had an incident where someone damaged their Ender 3 print bed to the point where they broke the traces off the bottom. So
Yeah,
I ordered a new one. It came in the other day. Ray actually shipped it to me.
Yay.
He shipped me the only one they had in stock, which was an Ender 5, I think it was. So I had to change the wiring on it. Well, I tell you, soldering a big heat sink is very difficult.
Yeah.
Blowtorch.
So no. I took an Ender that was working, heated the bed to 100, put the bed on the bed, let it heat up to 100 so that both of them were at 100. Then I soldered on the new wires.
Heat gun better.
Pardon me?
The heat gun works better.
I didn't have a heat gun.
You could have got mine. Like I've seen.
Well, a heat gun would work better, but a heat gun with one of the tips probably to direct it, and so I didn't have either of those. So this actually worked amazingly well. So it got it up so that the ambient temperature of the bed was 100. So then when I actually went to solder it and add another 250 above that into it, it actually let it molten enough to be able to actually clean it up and then put the new wires on and whatnot. And so it actually worked. It worked better than I expected. So pro tip, if you ever have to do that and you don't have a heat gun, just have another working 3D printer that the bed can go to 100.
Blowtorch.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. It worked. It worked well. So I got good flow of the solder and everything.
What do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention, or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you need the wires to go on. You could have just taped them there.
You get reflow stations, right? That have they're basically a heat bed, is what they are.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And
Dominic switched again. Hold on.
Why'd you switch, Dominic?
He wanted to.
Okay.
There. Here I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
You're back.
I'm on my phone now. My computer froze.
Oh.
Okay. It sat there and it's buzzing and.
Well, but you got the new one on the floor. You got to set it up.
Yeah, I know.
It's still on the floor.
It's still on the floor.
It's still in the box.
It's still in the box from how many years, Dominic? Has it been in the box?
A year and a half ago.
He'll get to it. Don't rush him. You know.
Well, this one's still working.
Well, apparently not.
It doesn't work for streaming.
Yeah.
It's only about it's a Gen 1 Core i7.
Oh
yeah.
So it's got to be about 10 years old.
Yeah. Gen 1s. Yeah.
We got Gen 12s at work just the other day.
Yeah.
And Gen 13s are out, so they're already old.
I have a Gen 11 in this computer, and like, man, do they cook? Like, do anything on them if they're like 80 degrees almost instantly.
Yeah.
So you could put the hotbed on that, Greg. You could fire up my processor, put the hotbed on my.
well, I mean, you do get solder reflow stations that get up to like 300 degrees and whatnot that you put your circuit board flat on, and then you can do all your surface mount because it you get all your components on, and it reflows all the solder for you. So I mean, it's a valid technique, and I thought 100 might be enough to get me over the dissipation issue, and it was. So
When I first started at school, we had a batch of heat beds come in, just generic ones.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a 6-year-old had soldered them all down. So I had to unsolder them and resolder all of them, and there was like 30 of them.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
But I just used the heat gun.
Yeah.
And if you get the tips to so you're directing the heat exactly where you want to work, and it's not like overheating like that.
Yeah.
No, when you say heat gun, is it the pen heat gun, or is it like the heat gun, like a big
heat gun? Because it was that's all I had at home was a big one.
Yeah, because I know they make like the reflow heat guns, which are those like very directed, but
they're almost like a pen.
Yeah. Like I know, like chisel tips, if you're steady of hand, are great for reflowing circuit traces, but if you're not, they're the worst thing on the planet, and you'll want to throw something at them.
and Harry, Gary, and Pierre are in the chat too, and I didn't say hello, Gary.
I'm missing whole. I don't have it up. Hold on, sorry, guys.
There's a little chat button there, and so
got it. Oh yeah, so you can bring it up in here.
Yeah, you don't even have to bring it up separately. So.
Bam.
We weren't ignoring you, but
no,
we kind of
were. The smoky at my so it's getting smoky down here, and there's a special air quality statement, Pierre.
We had rain. We actually had a rainstorm the other day. It actually
knocked it down.
It dumped. It's funny. My daughter's down doing a field training exercise with Air Cadets, so she's down at the river bottom camping. The rain missed that whole area of town. Not even I don't think they got a drop, but it all let go near my house, and the street was a foot deep with water. It came down so quickly.
Oh, it was hard and fast, and
and
at an angle too.
And all the drains got plugged and whatnot, and it's like we haven't seen that kind of rain that quickly in like a year.
It's I mean, the wildfires are still bad up here, and if you're close to the border in the States, even the smoke is getting your way. So sorry about that. We'll give you the Canadian apology. Sorry about that.
That's so bad. You're not from out east, David. Don't do that.
I know. I want to show you guys some. So I don't know if you guys seen this particular thing before, but it is Chat GPT. This is the interface. Have you guys seen it before, Ray? Dominic? No?
Yeah.
So you can just go to chatgpt.com. You sign in with a Google account, and this is what it looks like. So you ask ChatGPT questions at the bottom. So I'm going to ask it a very pointed question. Make me Clipper config files for an Ender 3 V2 Neo with let's just leave it at that. Boom. And so then it says sure. And here we go. So this is a config for an Ender 3 V2 Neo with the stock board. So this is as that printer would come, and it'll tabulate all of the information and spit it out, and it takes a second because it's doing the whole file.
Yeah.
But that's it. You can copy and paste it, and I went through this, and it looked pretty good. So there you go. Okay, so no fuss, no mess config. Here it gets better. So make me a Marlin config file for a CR10S with BL Touch. Certainly. Here you go. So now it's making our Marlin config. And so you can see the very first thing it did up top was actually define the BL Touch in the file. And then it'll go through, and then it tells you what motherboard it's using, and you can obviously change that. If you're specific about the motherboard, though, Like you could say like make me a CR10 with a BL touch and a Big Tree Tech SKR 1.3. It will put all that information into the correct spot. And there, now it's done. And so it defined EEPROM settings and most all the stuff we were talking about that was important in Marlin
Put it in there.
has now been defined.
It's getting better and better. Like I'm always amazed at, and this is just native Chat GPT.
Yes,
like you can get additional plugins and whatnot for it to do that will connect to live internet data too and do specific things, because this is still using the historic data. Like it's not like I think you can ask it, when is the data that's in chat.
Well, this
GPT
is May.
from and to.
This is May 24th. It says right at the bottom. So as of May 24th, this information was pulled from the internet. So this is, and it's the unintegrated version, like Greg said. But this is what they're putting into Bing, and Bard is very similar now.
Bard's a little bit different, but it works similarly. I haven't tried Bard. We'll have to try that, because I don't know is Bard available in Canada yet.
You have to use US accounts, but that's so like and like you can get lost in ChatGPT. When you first sign in to that ChatGPT, it'll take you to the parent company, OpenAI, and you can actually tell OpenAI to build you STL files. So you can say, hey, I want to build like a clown. And it's like, okay. And it generates a 3D model of a clown using its, what's it called? Diffusion algorithms to do imagery and pictures. So like, it's not just like ChatGPT is a smart firmware or a smart AI that gives you the answers to your questions. But like, what was the other one called?
There's so many out there. There's different ones that do models, photos, videos, scripts. Like you can do a number of different things.
Dolly is the other one. So ChatGPT is like the one we just used, and Dolly is the imaging one. That's what actually generated the background behind me.
There's so many. I don't know if there's a comprehensive list, because they keep coming out with new stuff all the time.
Tim Hoagland, in one of Tim Hoagland's debugging streams, he had like 20 different questions he asked ChatGPT. Like he was asking like newbie 3D printing questions, and he was surprisingly accurate on all of them. It was really kind of weird.
Yep.
he was saying they're gonna put me out of business.
Well, the thing is like, could an AI put us out of business? Sure, they could, right? Like it just showed you Marlin config in 30 seconds that we took 5 weeks to go through, but it's not detailed, right? It's giving it to you. So if you actually wanted to learn the skill, it's not teaching the skill.
Yep, absolutely.
But there's an interesting part of the AI community, and I talked about it years ago at university. But like, it's the ethics and morality of AI, right? Like we can, but should we?
Well, and right now, it doesn't do anything without you telling it to. Like you have to give it a prompt, because it'll just sit there and won't do anything. Like you actually have to. So if you want to do something nefarious, I mean, can you make it do something nefarious? Maybe. I know people who are linking multiple together to do like different types of tasks and stuff like that, and that's kind of neat. But you still have to have someone operating it. Like it can't go rogue completely on its own. Like it's because it needs an input. Now, can you have one AI give input to another AI? Yes, but you still have to have the original prompt to start it.
Did you hear about the lawyer that got in trouble?
Yeah, he used ChatGPT and cited a case that didn't actually exist because ChatGPT said it did. so we just believed it.
Well, so okay, so ChatGPT is using the internet. Now, we all know that the internet is 110% reliable.
I always go to
Everything's real.
Wikipedia for
Everything's
everything.
real, right?
Yeah.
So nothing could ever go wrong.
Not
But
ever.
yeah, so that I mean that's a valid thing. Like I mean, if you have pure data, so like if you're using these AIs and you are analyzing really good, really clean data that you know everything about the data, these are amazing. Like whether it's you're analyzing cancer tests or something, or you're analyzing whatever, like you're trying to come up with different ways of looking at data. I mean, for years we've used statistical analysis and whatnot to mine, all these databases of really good, really clean data, but we couldn't utilize it all. Well, these give the opportunity to be able to make sense out of this data and pull really patterns that you couldn't normally see out of a large set of data really quickly, right, and be able to utilize it. So I think it's a great tool for that. Now just pulling all the data from the internet for stuff, I don't know if it's the best, but could it be useful in research for 3D printing, as we just saw, or other tools? Absolutely. But if it's pulled from the internet, you've got to make sure that you fact check any of the data if you're going to be using it for something else, like a legal case in this example or whatever, because there, it could. I've tried it for a number of things, and it works pretty good, but it gets facts wrong, like because it pulls facts from maybe a popular site that's really popular, but the site has the information wrong.
Well, yeah, like I forget. There's that fake, like the Chive always has fake news, and
like
there's
it could pull facts from the Onion or something, or Chive or whatever, right? It could, right, which is just totally, some of that stuff is totally bogus and deliberately to make you laugh, but it doesn't know that, it doesn't understand that, right?
Well, and it's also programmed like not to have, like ChatGPT specifically is programmed not to have like personality traits. So you can say, hey, what's your favorite color? It goes, I'm an AI, I'm not allowed to have favorite colors, right? So like the interaction level is a little low. Is the it's a Bamboo Lab printer, I think, Pierre. I don't know. It was just doing his thing. It's quieter now.
Is that the changing color process?
Yeah, she's doing something with 12 colors or something.
Oh, geez.
Okay. So it has to really pull the different colors and reload and purge and okay. Yeah.
She didn't realize I was going on live stream this morning.
That's okay.
It's all good.
But
we're all 3D printers, so
So once it does the purge, it just goes to printing and it's not that loud. Is that what happens?
The fan kicks in when it's loud, when it's printing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So right now, what it's doing is it just backed out the filament, so it's going to back in, or it's going to put in the next color.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's really quiet right now.
Yeah. The noise level is lower. Well, the noise level is lower. I'm gonna push a button, guys. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Okay, I'm big. See, you're all little. I'm big. Yes. Thank you to all these amazing people up here. Some of them are on the stream right now. Raymond, Dominic, thank you for coming. Some are in the chat. So thanks for being in the chat, everybody. And Helge at the top there at Tree Sports, thank you so much. Again, if you wanted to check out our Patreon and get access to the Discord and those things, it's patreon.com/3dmakeit.
Yeah, thanks everyone for always supporting us and having great chats in the chat.
Okay, now I'll make
and I
everybody
might
go
actually,
fast.
and I'm going to be up in Edmonton. So that just brings us to a couple things. So like next week, or not next week. I think it's the week.
It's
Next
the
No,
week
week's
after.
Father's Day.
no,
Next week's
it's
Father's Day.
next. Yeah, so I may or may not be on the stream on Father's Day. We'll see. I don't know. Are you doing something with your dad, David?
Well, no, but this was the last stream that I'll be around for. We talked about it
Okay.
last week.
Oh yeah. So I may or may not. So
Summertime.
yeah. So the next 2 weeks, I've got a lot of kind of running around. I'm going to be up in Edmonton with rugby with my kids and doing some camping and installing windows, and so I'm going to be doing a lot of other
Mhm.
things. And so we won't. The live streams are going to be intermittent. How's that?
Yeah, summer schedule. We talked about it last week.
So we'll pop on
Yeah.
when we can, but
There's a-
if you're in Discord, we'll chat with you and whatnot. That's no problem.
Mhm.
If I'm up in Calgary, I'll probably drop by and see Ray. That sort
That's
of thing. So,
obligatory. When
right?
you're in Calgary, you must
I was
stop
coming
at
back from
Spool.
Winnipeg, and we stopped, and he wasn't even there.
What?
That wasn't there. No.
No,
Uh,
I met the new guy. I think it's the new guy. Is that the new
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
So I met the new guy. So
Or you could host the stream from a wilderness location.
we could we've done that before. Yeah.
we could try. We'd have to do something like this to do it, because there's no way like your phone could like host a stream,
That's
right?
true.
Like you'd have to connect to like Restream. So maybe maybe we'll have a nice Sunday morning wilderness stream at the campsite.
We'll figure something out, but yeah, it's so our log weekend is the July 1st weekend. So you guys have midweek July 4th. So our third is our actual holiday is the Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
but the first is ours here. So but yeah. So I will be I was talking with
He's talking
one
with.
of our Pierre. I was talking to Pierre, and he's in Edmonton. So I'm gonna hit him up when I'm up there, and maybe we can stop by a Timmy's somewhere, or stop and grab a donut and a coffee or something. So
That's the most Canadian meetup you could think of.
right.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
I
down
mean,
to the Timmy's
don't-
there, eh?
I mean, if he doesn't like Timmy's, I mean, we could always go to like Starbucks or something. I'm not a coffee
Yes.
drinker, so I mean,
Well,
I can
what-
go anywhere.
You suggested the most coffee place to be if you're not. That's silly.
Yeah, but
I love it.
But they have good sandwiches.
That's true, they do. But yeah, so like probably the next time we're around, it'd probably just be a Patreon stream again.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like once or twice a month.
Throughout the summer, we'll pop on, and we'll definitely have more stuff. But once we get back into kind of the late August, early September range, we'll come back to our normal schedule. So, yeah.
But
I don't know.
yes.
Ray, are you doing anything this summer? Are you going anywhere?
No, my wife and I, we usually go to Fairmont for a week.
Mhm,
Hot
mhm.
Springs for a week. So that's about it.
That's
so
nice.
far.
It's a good area. Yeah.
Dominic, are you doing anything with your grandkids or anything?
No, I never go anywhere. Well, if my daughter and her family want me to tag along, then about a year and a half ago, actually almost 2 years ago now, went to Mexico. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, that'd be warm. Not cool.
Yeah, I don't go there in the summer.
No,
I think we went in the spring.
Yeah.
we usually travel to like those places October-ish, because then you're tailing the hot season and you're leaving the snow in Canada.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do some visiting up in Edmonton, and then gonna go out to BC. We have our trailer out there, and then we got to do. I'm putting in windows and doggy doors and a whole bunch of fun stuff at home. We're getting rid of a patio door and doing stuff. So I got I got a roof to put on a garage. Got the shingles are just shot, so it's like, nope, time. This is the year. So yeah, I got lots of stuff, but I also have teenagers that can help. So
Yeah, I mean that's a good part.
yeah,
The only thing I got the bathroom going down. That'll be in the next little bit here, but
yeah. Is that the upstairs one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take some old stuff out, put some new stuff in. You guys know how it is.
The joys of owning a house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm beyond that. I live in an apartment now. It's a lot easier.
Well,
Apartment's nice.
you know,
Apartment's nice.
different
Yeah.
stages of life, right? Like
Right.
I still have 3 kids at home.
Yeah.
Right. I've got an adult kid and 2 teenagers. So it's one of those things. Like it's about time to do some stuff, but it's like maybe I'll wait until they're gone because then it'll stay looking nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever want to have to use a ladder again. You know, I'm at that age. I'm 72 years old.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm done with all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody else can climb the ladder.
that's
Yeah.
right. If I had to take care of a house, I'd probably be dead by now. I'd have fallen off of something and killed myself.
Yeah. Well, don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't do that. Said,
No.
the only thing I suggest is you get that new computer out of its box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
but
a,
it's not as much effort as I'm willing to go through.
Hey, but my challenge is by the time we get our live streams back, you have a new computer working.
whoa.
Right.
Whoa. That's
Because that's enough time to tweak it, and if you need remote help, we can send you a link on Patreon and the remote in, give you a hand.
that's a
a
tall
tall
I'll
order.
get it set
Yeah.
up. I'll get it set up, and the first thing it'll say is this computer is not does not have enough resources for Windows 11.
Yeah.
It could very well say that, and then you go,
It could.
it does too.
Windows 10
Yeah.
works just fine. Like this
I know.
computer, this
I'd like
computer
Windows.
here can't actually. It could run Windows 11, but it will not upgrade to Windows 11 because
Why
it's
not?
because the processor is not valid. There's a number of reasons. Now, can you make it a Windows 11 work on it? Yes, but if everything's working on Windows 10, I think it'll be time just to get a new computer here.
Sideload Windows 11. Just push it.
I haven't seen anything that Windows 11 offers that would make it necessary to upgrade from 10.
Well,
What if I told you
it's
it plays
got-
games slower?
It has the start menu in the middle of the screen
Yeah, but you
instead
can
of on
move
the
it.
side, and it has a really crappy start menu because it like hides all your apps.
Yeah.
and you can't pin them. I honestly really liked the Windows 10 start menu. It was much better.
I don't mind the start menu, but yeah, like if you're doing graphics or gaming on Windows 11, you have to shut off so many services
Right.
just to make
Yep.
it work again. And it's like all of them were supposed to make it better, right? Like the one for gaming you shut off is called Windows Gaming Service. and as soon as you do that, you get your frames back and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
but yes, you should get that computer out of the box, Dominic, and
It's got Windows 10, so I don't have to worry.
there you go.
Well, except
Just sign in.
except you've got almost 2 years of updates to Windows 10 to do. And Windows 10, depending on what version, there's been 10 versions.
That's true. That's very true.
So hopefully you don't have a data cap on your internet.
That's a problem too. Is that my internet speed, because of the area I live in, is really slow. It's like 35.
But do you have a cap?
No.
Okay,
No cap.
so then your upgrading will be fine.
Yeah.
Turn it on, go to bed.
It'll take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it on, let it update overnight, and then update, and the next night update, and next night update. By the time September rolls around, you'll be good to go.
Good to go. Yeah, right. I don't know. I wish that I mean, up here it's a big deal too, but like everybody's trying to get to 100 meg at least service for internet because 35 meg for a Windows update, you'll be there for a week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're pretty fortunate. So, in Alberta, we've got decent amount of bandwidth. I don't know what you have for bandwidth, Ray, but if we have two providers. If you're in a new area, then the two providers offer fast service. If you aren't in a newer area, one provider at least offers you fast service in our area. So
Yeah, I'm
Who's
on
the-
Shaw. I'm on Shaw,
Yeah.
and the
Shaw.
Shaw box is on the corner of my property. So
yeah, and
Nice short run.
I'm on
Yeah.
Shaw. I'm on Shaw as well, just because that the teleservice they couldn't offer fast enough because there's no fiber to my house. So
yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Yep, me too.
because I'm in my area of town was built in the 70s, and so they couldn't do it.
Yeah, so if we went with that company, we would be the same speed as Dominic.
Yeah,
Like that's
Yeah.
like
right.
the only way they give you faster internet is they just bond more lines together coming into the house. It's like,
Well, you have 3 phone lines coming in. We can give you 10 megabit.
it's so good.
Yeah,
Whereas
I could get faster speed if I went with Xfinity, but they go out every once a month or something like that, and so I can't deal with that.
yeah, that's the problem. That used to be the conundrum up here with Shaw. When it
they're
was
pretty
working, it was
they're-
fast, but
I
now
gotta
it's
say
better.
they've been pretty stable lately
Pretty
for
stable.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They've gotten
I've
over
got
that.
I've got 500 down, 100 up is what mine is. Well, yeah, I'm not a dink.
I have,
And
I have-
that's an acronym, by the way.
yeah.
Dual income, no kids.
No kids. Right here.
Sorry.
The weird thing with me is my daughter and I both have AT&T. She lives 5 miles away.
Mhm.
Her speed is 350. Mine's 35.
That's crazy. You're getting 100th, yeah.
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah.
Like I get a gig and a half down. So up
And
I
you're-
only get 100. but-
Yeah, they've kind of locked their up at 100, but
Which doesn't make any sense, guys. We all know how DOCSIS works. Come on.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
got
I
to
have,
protect their pipe somehow.
I have 2 internet connections to the house because my wife works from home,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
and she works for the Calgary Police, so she has to have a secure connection.
Yes. Yeah. That
So
makes
it goes,
sense.
It goes right from the wall straight into her computer.
so
Yeah.
now what is it? Is it a different company that it's offering that
No,
service?
it's still Shaw.
It's still Shaw, but it's
It's just a
direct
direct
Shaw.
line.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. No shared devices on the network, and away you go.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, definitely. But it's
Well-
one of those things, equitable access to internet has been a topic for many years, in both countries, really.
Right? Yeah. Well, and now with there's a lot of services out there like Starlink and whatnot where
Mhm.
you could be way in the middle of nowhere. Like I was in Winnipeg a couple weeks ago, and we were talking to a school district there, and their school district has some really remote, like we're talking Arctic Circle type remote, way on the, just on the border of Nunavut. So they like small towns where you have to fly in. So the only way to get internet, was like just horrible until Starlink came. And now they get like good, 150, 200
Yeah.
megabit in a rural community to a school. Like that's so enabling. Like now they can do so many things that weren't possible before. So it's really a democratizer kind of thing. So
When I lived just outside of Calgary, about 15 minutes, that's probably 10 years ago, we didn't have internet out there at all.
Mhm.
There was
Yeah,
no
it was-
Shaw, there was no nothing.
Yep.
And that's 15 minutes from Calgary.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like there's still some places that like you don't get a choice. The town has one provider and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And in like just around Lethbridge here too. So, yeah.
Well, before long, Skynet will come in and everything.
We'll take care of all that.
All praise our metal overlords.
well, we're getting to that time. I know David has a few things to do. He actually has something to do at my house.
It's true. Yeah.
But we should probably do a couple more thanks and a couple more other things.
Bam.
And
Did it.
Yeah. So once again, this is our Patreon live stream. And so again, thanks Helge for being at the tree support level. Thanks Dominic and Raymond for showing up today. I haven't seen Stig in the chat, but or Jim, but hey, we appreciate all of you, and again, if you want to join us on any of our chats or in Discord, feel free to join us there. To do that, patreon.com/3D make it, and you get that as a perk. We also have a few other things that we do. We have our website, 3dmakeit.ca, which I can throw up here somewhere. And if you want to have questions, you can always send them to info@3dmakeit. But yeah, 3dmakeit.ca is our website. So feel free to join us there. And don't forget, if you did like the show, like, subscribe, thumbs up, and share with your friends, and yeah, all that kind of jazz. So Dominic's upside down.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh, don't forget to jump on Patreon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta.
For some reason, I'm not seeing any video, but that might just be me.
Well, you're upside down for us.
Oh, maybe it's my phone.
There, better. Oh, no. And we got lots of splashback from you.
Well,
For audio.
it's the end of the show anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
You made it
But-
that far.
Yep.
But thanks again. Thanks, Ray and Dominic, for coming out.
You're
It's
welcome.
been heck of a fun time. Thanks for everybody that's been watching here. And then, it might be a few weeks, but we'll be back to say hello at least during the summer.
These are great.
Sure.
They're sure fun.
Yeah.
Who knows? Today was an internet stream, but hey.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna sign off. So, see you guys later.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, and we'll see you sporadically throughout the summer.
Hooray!